Many people on my web novel summaries will ask where Emilia is. So this video will essentially cover what Emilia has been doing. Now, if you've read the Emilia side stories, you don't actually need to watch this video because you will know what happens. But this will essentially condense all of that information into a quick few minute video to tell you what Emilia has been up to. Now, in Arc 7, Emilia hasn't actually appeared for a whole year in the real world time, and in the rezero universe it's been around two and a half weeks or so. Anyways, as we leave off from Arc 6, as you'll remember, Emilia and the rest of the group went up to Volcanica, and the whole reason for this was to essentially see what they could do with Volcanica. They decide to leave Volcanica on the Petelguese watchtower to essentially guard the tower, and Julius will give Emilia a recommendation to join the Knights, and that way she can essentially guide researchers to the Petelguese watchtower with her divine protection to keep the witch beasts away. And of course the researchers can then look at the books of the dead. Anyways, the group leave the Petelguese watchtower and they go back to Roswell's manor. And Roswell states that he doesn't know who Emilia is, but we see he's actually joking and he does know who Emilia is. And essentially, they decide how they can get into Wallachia. And the idea is that they cannot, because Wallachia's borders are shut tight. And of course, this kind of makes sense because they ousted Vincent in Wallachia and they don't want him to escape across the border. So anyways, they decide on what they should do, and Anastasia decides that they should use her connections to get into Wallachia, but it will take several weeks, maybe even longer. However, the group decide that they want to wait for Garfiel and Otto to come back from the city of Pristella. So in the third side story now, we get Otto and Garfiel arriving and they discuss what they can do. Again, Anastasia's idea crops up. We also know that Roswell cannot fly into Wallachia because the dragons will tear him apart. However, there's one character that seems to know a solution, and that is of course Otto himself, the mad lad. Always coming through, by the way. So with that, Anastasia says that she's going to offer her help. Anyways, the group then travel to Otto's hometown, and of course this is the same hometown that we see in the anime. And Roswell essentially leads the negotiation with Otto's father, who's a merchant, and it seems like they may be able to get into Wallachia using Otto's sort of family. Apart from that, we also know that Beatrice is currently in what's known as battery saver mode, essentially because she has very low energy and she can't suck mana from Subaru. So that's essentially what Emilia's been doing. She left the Petelguese watchtower, she went to Roswell's manor, they waited for Garfiel and Otto, and now they travel to Otto's hometown. And hopefully they'll appear in Wallachia soon, maybe in the next side story volume covering Emilia. So that's what Emilia is doing. Again, there's a lot happening in the background. Again, this is something you kind of have to read the side stories for, but if you just don't care about that and you want to see what they're doing, Emilia is on her way to Wallachia, hopefully in the next side story. So Emilia should be arriving soon, so just look forward to that.